everybody, it's Chris from Out West with Chris. I am up at Headwaters Adventure Company in Redding, California, standing by one of these brand new 2019 Hobie Outbacks with the shop owner, Byron.
Yes.
And he's going to take us on a little tour of this. We're going to look at what comes stock, ready to go, ready to rumble, catch some fish. And we're also going to take a look at some of the upgrades Brian's done to his kayak.
Yeah, to the boat I use.
Start up here. What do we got?
So, doesn't come with the bow.
No?
Unfortunately. Yeah. So, toggle, your standard Hobie toggle handle. Comes on most of the other boats. Moving back to the front hatch. Little different latching design this year than last year. Last year was just the solid, like, one in the middle. This is supposed to help it seal a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
So you don't get those leaks, that kind of stuff.
All right.
Obviously, sailing mast hole. You can put a sail on any of the pedal drive kayaks from Hobie.
You can put a sail on it?
Put a sail. You can sail this boat. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and they're fast.
Have you done it?
I have not sailed the 2019 yet. So I sailed the 18 previous models, different models, that kind of stuff.
How fast can you get going?
5 or 6 miles an hour at least, depending on winds, that kind of
And
stuff.
you're not even using the
Nope.
pedals?
Well, so you want to leave them you want to leave your feet together. Creates like a dagger board so the wind doesn't push the boat side to side.
Oh, okay.
But it's not a sailboat technically. So you're going to get a little bit of drifting.
Yeah, okay.
But it's fast.
That's
a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Troll sailing across Shasta. How about that?
There you go.
2 flush mount rod holders in the front built in with little tabs on the caps now. That's kind of nice and handy. Those weren't there before. Back to the drive. So this is the 2019 ARC MB180 drive. ARC being a different style of pedal arms.
Okay.
So you're adjusting by the button on the top of the arm now instead of squeezing the sides like the old style. And then reverse. So this is new 2 years ago.
Okay.
Let's do that. Yeah. So pulling those tabs, go backwards, going back forwards, easy in and out. Pull up, comes right out, drop it right back down into place, and off you go.
Cool. Yeah, I was using this quite a bit actually, the forward reverse, and it's way easier than it was made out to be. Are there improvements made to these?
So the tendons themselves, what they call the tendons, to shift from forward to reverse, those at first they did have a problem with those breaking.
Okay.
Kind of caused from people shifting the wrong way, essentially. Okay. But as long as you pull straight back, just give it a nice tug, make sure your feet are together. You don't want those fins hitting the bottom of the boat when they're trying to flip around.
Right.
You're good to go.
Okay.
Feet together, shift, going backwards, do the same thing, you're gonna move back.
Sweet, that's cool. One of the things that I really liked when I first started looking at these like videos on the internet and like pictures and everything was this whole setup right here.
Yeah.
Like with the retractors, the mesh net, just all of that. Once you kind of go through, this is really like new.
Yeah, kind of feature rich it is.
Yeah.
So these, they kind of, I believe they call these the A-Trail Pro setup. So you've got dual gear tracks each side. So it gives you 4 tracks in the front of the seat.
Right.
Along with built-in gear tethers. So 4 of those, 2 each side. For tools, line snips, wires, that
and you
kind
can
of stuff.
slide, like that looks like a little cutout for a knife.
Bait knife, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, pliers.
Yeah. So one of the tracks is kind of built out of the A-Trail, which originally came off the Pro Angler.
Right.
But didn't have any kind of track system built into it. So this is completely new for this year also.
Okay.
It gives you A-Trail mounting on top of gear track mounting, which is huge. I mean, if you're switching from a Pro Angler to an Outback now, all your mounting is still going to work.
Okay.
Or if you're coming from any kind of other brand, say Eddy Line, Feel Free, that kind of stuff,
right?
Track mount stuff is still going to work.
Yeah.
So wherever you're coming from, all your accessories are still going to mount to the boat. These are actually designed to, that's loud, to keep tackle boxes inside the boat also. So
your
tackle boxes here, all that, exactly. The big plano boxes fit there, that kind of stuff. So they just retract, everything retracts all by itself.
That's cool. Let's talk about this right here. This is your toggle, your up and down for
The
your
rudder.
rudder.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you have one over here
Transducer.
for your transducer.
Yeah, so
That's super cool transducer.
especially if you're using side scan transducers because
Right.
they're so big. And the biggest problem with those is they can't be inside the boat to work.
That they drop below.
Exactly, they have to be below the hull of the kayak.
Right.
So previously they were mounted straight on the bottom of the boat, which is dangerous. I mean, those transducers are like $400
Right.
just for the transducer. So if you hit rocks, drag it on the ground, that kind of stuff, you're damaging your transducer.
Right.
Now they have the Hobie Guardian, which is a retractable transducer mount,
Right.
which is awesome. Get
Yeah.
out to the water, drop that transducer, it's in the water ready to go. When you come back out, you give this little T-handle a tug, and the transducer's up inside the kayak.
If you were to like hit a log while you're going, while
It
it's
does.
down, it pops up on its
It
own.
does,
Right?
yeah. So there's a little plastic protector on the front of the transducer. So if you hit anything, that transducer retracts up into the boat,
So
slides over the top of the log,
and then pops back down automatically.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. If you're gonna run one of those like triple shots or something like
Right.
that,
Yeah,
you know, something with side scan.
the Lowrance triple shots. Yeah, so with this rectangular hatch, Hobie's used rectangular hatches in the Pro Anglers for, let's see, 5 years now.
Okay.
This guy opens up a little bit differently. It's installed lengthwise instead of widthwise and opens up lengthwise now, which gives you kind of a bucket attachment insert instead of the tackle management like the Pro Anglers have, along with some more storage here and actually a built-in bottle opener.
Oh, because everybody needs a bottle opener.
You never know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then like a little padding right there for.
Yeah, for standing up on. Most people during the summer are pedaling these boats without shoes. Keeps the foam's going to stay a little bit cooler to the touch.
Okay.
Give you a little bit of padding for standing up.
Gotcha.
These guys are actually built-in through-hole fittings for running fish finder wiring. So power wires, your transducer wire, these come off. Everything's
that's there.
pre-drilled, ready to go.
Okay, and that's on each side too. So
It
if you
is.
want your fish finder on the left side or the right side.
Yep, and it's also above the transducer mount for your Hobie Guardian transducer mounting system. So the wire from your transducer actually comes up through a scupper, back down into the hull of the boat,
Oh, okay.
and then back out this, either left side or right side, the other through hole fitting to the back of the
Gotcha.
of the fish finder.
Cup holders,
Yep,
and you got two different cup holders.
you do.
kinda.
Yeah, kind of two different sizes for your
Yeah.
different sized beverages of your choice.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
A little paddle park.
Yep,
What's the deal with that?
same
What's
thing each
this?
side. Just to help you pull that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
so,
doing it wrong.
as long as it works.
Yeah. And then your rudder control, and there's one on each side, and I really like that. Like when I was out trolling on Shasta Lake earlier today, and as I was going, you know, I could use either hand to adjust my direction, so to steer the kayak. It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, and one thing nice about that is it doesn't matter what side you're fishing off the boat, you have a handle right there ready to go.
Right.
So,
Super responsive too.
Yeah, nice and tight. The handle is designed a little bit differently than previous years. Some guys like it. I don't mind it. Some guys don't like it because you can't attach the Hobie handle knob to it anymore. There was a knob that you used to be able to attach to the top of it, but
Oh.
I never used that anyway. So this seat for the 2019 Outbacks is an inch wider on the bottom, which helps out with those bigger guys. Frame seat, there again, kind of the same design as last year, but it's the feet in the back are always in the high position now, whereas last year they automatically retract if you took the seat off the stands in the back, which is huge because this boat being an inch wider than the previous model, along with 8 inches longer, you're getting that much more stability out of it. So with that seat in the high position, you're not feeling the wobbliness that some guys felt in the old boat.
Gotcha.
But there again, height adjustable, so seat back, the back of the seat has 3 height settings, all the way up being 1, kind of what you get when you just put the seat in the boat. You can put these feet
Okay.
on the deck of the boat like that, or put everything all the way down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the front is adjustable also. This gray strap here will adjust the front. So you can drop it all the way down. If you're doing any kind of moving water, that kind of stuff, it's kind of nice to get that center of gravity a little bit lower.
Like out in the salt, ocean.
Rivers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Seat back is adjustable, so you can recline this guy forward, backwards.
Oh, that's cool. I
that
didn't
kind
even
of
realize that. And there's a lumbar adjustment.
Yeah, it's lumbar support. So it uses what's called a BOA tension system on the back of the seat. So you can tighten up the lumbar to support your back a little bit more.
Cool.
Yeah, and then the seat has feet. I don't know if you saw
Oh
that.
yeah, I heard about that. You can take it out and
Yeah,
use it as a beach chair.
little feet like that. You have yourself a chair to use on shore, eat lunch, that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
As we come to the back, there's quite a few things that I noticed. Really big tank wall back here.
Huge, gigantic. You can actually fit. So with these being all bungee cords, you can fit a gigantic ice chest in the back of this boat.
Like that?
Sideways.
Sideways, yeah.
Which still gives you a little bit of storage in front of the ice chest, which is kind of nice.
That's
Doesn't take
cool.
up the whole thing. Everything here can also be kind of moved around. The side mounts for the bungee cords in the back are either removable or adjustable forwards and backwards, depending on if you have the crates, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, these tracks can be used to mount like cameras, GoPros, camera mounts, all that kind of
Extra
stuff.
rod holders,
Yeah.
maybe. Like
You can
if
do
want
like
the
trolling
tubes.
rod holders back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of storage there again. More tackle box storage on the side for those bigger Plano boxes, that kind of stuff.
Right. Built-in rod holder.
Yep.
One note about these that it took a little bit of getting used to for me. They're not very deep.
Or not.
What is that? 5 inches?
Yeah, probably close.
Yeah.
I use an H crate. I use a Hobie H crate
Right.
for kind of vertical rod storage in this boat.
Yeah. I use a milk crate because I'm cheap.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I use an H crate, which gives you 4 holders on that guy. And then I usually just have 1 rod holder rocking in the front. I don't actually use the flush mounts very often.
Okay.
Unless I'm re-rigging really fast and
Just
need to
pop.
put the rod in
Yeah.
something.
Nice big handle back here.
Yeah, nice kind of metal handle
Get a
to
good
grab
grab on
onto.
it.
Exactly. Rudder adjustment, that kind of stuff. The rudder on this guy is self-retracting now, so if you hit anything, kick up, drop back down.
Sweet.
So it's not going to break anything.
No hatch in the back.
No, you can cut one in. I mean, if you wanted to, you could cut a rear hatch. Some guys like mounting their batteries in the back for their fish finders, all the electronics.
Okay.
We use the Naco batteries most of the time. They're pretty small. They just mount to the sail mast tube inside the front hatch.
Oh, okay.
So they usually stay out of the way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I noticed back here, it looks like it is pre-drilled for something.
Yeah, so
What's
this is for a Powerful Micro, which is your shallow water anchors. It's pre-drilled. It's actually inset with nuts in the plastic. So you're not drilling through the bolt or through the plastic anymore.
Right.
You just take these guys out, get some 1/4-20 screws or bolts, I should say.
Right.
And you can mount the stock mounting plate
For a power
for a
pole.
power pole.
Okay. Anything else you know of guys using that mounting for, or is that just pretty much what it's for?
That's pretty much what it's for. I would assume there's going to be some guys mounting like trolling motors to them.
Oh, so a plate
Eventually.
for a trolling motor?
Yeah. It's been an idea that I've had, but
Yeah.
haven't actually gone through with it yet. So.
Gotcha. So now that we've looked at what you kind of get stock, you also get a paddle, right?
Yeah, all Hobies come with paddles.
Cool.
Doesn't matter what the boat is.
Awesome. So everybody gets a paddle. Let's go ahead and take a look at how Brian's rigged up the kayak that he uses, the 2019 Outback, just so we can see some of the options that he's decided to deploy and how he uses. All right, so now we're going to take a look at Brian's kayak. This is the one I was out in today. We cleaned it up actually, but it went fishing today.
Yeah, the red clay mud out of Shasta Lake stains everything.
So, and I was catching fish that were spitting up on me. So there's some fish guts.
It was a good day.
Yeah, it was a great day actually.
Yeah, so with my boat, I use the Lowrance Elite 9 Ti, which is a touchscreen unit with down scan, side scan, GPS, chart plotter, all that stuff. For me, I came from a pro angler, so having the bigger head unit wasn't that big of a deal. Some smaller boats, they do kind of feel a little overwhelming, but it actually fit this boat really well. I mean, it doesn't seem too big when you're out on the water. It doesn't really get in the way.
The only time I felt like it was too big is if I wanted to swing my legs over on this side to get in or out. If it was that side.
Right.
If it was the other side, it wasn't
I
a big
didn't
deal.
go to the left.
You do.
So I sit here and swing my legs in. So
Yeah.
I guess I could see if you're getting in from the other side.
Right.
It would get in the way. And the reason I usually mount mine on the right side is the older Outbacks didn't have dual steering. Steering was on the left.
Okay.
So I was mounting my head unit on the right so I could mark waypoints, that kind of stuff, as I was pedaling.
Right, and it's nice, you're able to offset it a little bit. You can reach all of the buttons from the seat without really leaning forward.
Yeah, it's all within arm's reach.
And you got it adjustable, it's on the gear track mounted.
Yeah, so it's on a gear track. You can slide it kind of forwards and backwards. If you wanted it any taller, you could do that. I mean, that's getting pretty high up there.
Yeah.
I usually keep it as low as I can. That's
Gotcha.
why it's kind of sitting on the...
And this is what you were talking about earlier, is that the wiring.
Yeah, the through-hole fittings.
Through-hole fittings.
It makes wiring fish finders.
And that's waterproof.
Water resistant, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, essentially, it's going to be waterproof. You might get a couple drops through it.
Okay.
But the wires are through kind of some rubber grommets that have holes in them.
Gotcha.
And they fit around the wires.
And it's up above, unless you had a catastrophe, it's up above any water line that would really get in there.
If you're taking that much water in through something like that, there's something else.
There's a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on the left side, I've got my kind of ram tube rod holder. So that guy allows you to use spinning reels on one side, bait casting reels on the other.
Sweet.
So you can spin that guy around.
And I like the base it's on because you can really easily change the angle of it.
Yeah, kind of just lift up, twist, and drop it back down wherever you want. Like that. Or loosen those thumb screws and it's going to slide up and down the tracks.
Sweet.
Yeah, just tighten it back down.
Cool.
Easy as that. Makes trolling, a breeze.
Yeah.
And kind of set the angle of your rod as you're trolling across the water.
Great. So you have the H crate.
I do, yeah. So the H crate is comprised of actually H rails around the top, which allows you to use H rail accessories again.
Okay.
So this is the H rail tackle bin. It's got a removable kind of lid to it for storage there.
What type of stuff do you keep in here usually?
Honestly, this is kind of like my trash bin, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay.
So I just throw all kinds of stuff in there right now. Let's see, I got fish grips, squids.
Yeah.
I was out in the salt not too long ago. So yeah, this is removable. You can add all kinds of other stuff to it. 4 rods store in the top of this thing, each corner, and then it's all drilled along the sides for either more rod holders, that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you could put, with the H rail, you can mount other
accessories,
rod holders too.
Oh yeah, you could do more rod holders. If you're going to use more rod holders in it, I would make sure that you have it kind of tied down fairly well.
Okay.
Right now, I just use.
Get top heavy?
If not necessarily, I have seen guys lose their crates out the back of the boats. Just make sure you at least have your bungee cords around the crate itself.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And this is the cart.
Yeah. So with the 2019 Outbacks, you're getting kind of, before you would store the boat or store the carts here, the place to store the cart was in the scupper holes. Take this out of the way. we're storing our carts here.
Right.
Because a lot of times when you're kayak fishing, you're walking your boat down the ramp, down the shore to the water. You don't want to have to walk your cart back up to your truck or your vehicle, whatever you're coming from.
Right.
So we would store them here. But that gets in the way
Of that.
using crates.
Right.
So now what Hobie did is they have designed a way to store the cart with the bungee cord on the far back of the boat itself,
Okay, cool.
or you could do it the other way,
Yeah, I mean,
know what I mean?
really,
whichever way works for you.
I mean, I've seen a lot of different kayaks. I've been in a lot of different kayaks, and that far back part of the tank wall
Yeah.
really doesn't get utilized.
Yeah, you
So
can't reach it from the seat.
no, so why not use
Exactly.
your cart there?
Yeah. So it just stores kind of off the back of the boat.
Right.
Doesn't get in the way. It's not going to snag anything because it's not poking up out of the kayak.
Right.
Just makes it really easy to store.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then you got this fancy thing, a little micro
this
powerful.
thingamajigger. So shallow water anchor. Obviously deep lakes, that kind of stuff. You're not going to use this guy, but I use mine in the river, the Sacramento River, all the time.
Yeah.
And then I most of the time will actually take the spike with me, even if I am out at Shasta, because
Yeah.
it's an easy way to anchor the boat. So,
Oh,
so
like
you
if
get
you
out to go to
beach?
the bathroom, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Just shove that guy down into the dirt. You're ready to go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brian, for showing us around the 2019 Hobie Outback.
Of course.
It sounds like I might be picking one up in just a couple minutes. Thanks for showing us some of the stuff you're doing with yours.
Yeah, the way I set mine up. And,
Yeah,
I mean, the best thing to do is just to get out in them and see what you might need.
exactly.
I mean, don't start buying a bunch of accessories right off the bat. I mean, as dealers, we love it when people buy accessories with the boat, but we also like you to buy the accessories that works for you.
Right.
So whether you want 2 rod holders in front of you, 1 rod holder, what kind of fish finder you want, it's nice to get out in the boat first, figure out where you want it and what you might need.
Sweet. All right. Thank you very much, man.
I'll make sure I won't rub my nipples in your video.
Oh, no. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you're in the area of Redding, Southern Oregon, Northern California. Swing by Headwaters Adventure Company, and Brian
Yeah,
can help you out.
happy paddling.
All right, that's it. Thanks. Have a great day.